Hi, this is Majin, and here's my comic pull list for July 25th, 2012. It's a big list, a big pull, but before I go into the pull, I want to address something beforehand. Now, I've noticed some people were complaining because I'm a little bit negative recently, and I wanted to address that because, I'm not one of those reviewers who get paid. I don't get paid by comic companies. I don't get this for free. I don't have, if you notice, there's no advertising, so I'm not getting paid by comic companies in any way, shape, or form to do these reviews. And, when I had gotten a few free samples, I was honest on what I really thought about the book. If the book was bad, I told you it was bad. And I told you if it was good, I told you that, and I told you what was bad about those books. Now, so when I'm saying I think that the story in that book is bad, it's because I really think it's bad. And I think as a reader, we deserve more. And, maybe some people like to live in this imaginary world where everything that Marvel puts out is fantastic and everything DC puts out is fantastic. That's not the case. While there's good, there's bad. And I'm here to tell you if it's bad. Now, my rants specifically have been targeting mostly AVX, but for some reason they don't see all my positive reviews about Iron Man, Spider-Man, X-Force, things like that. But the thing is, X-Force is a considerable investment. It's not only an investment to the retailer, the stores, but it's an investment to us. You have a mini-series that maybe goes 8 to 12 issues. You have how many spin-offs, how many crossovers, and, by the time everything's all said and done, you could be looking at 30 to 50 issues easily. And these things span months. And I think as a consumer and a fan, we should demand more from these stories. I don't want a story just because they feel the need to have a yearly event. I want a reason for this event. I want a build-up, I want a story, and I want a conclusion, and I want to feel satisfied. Now, specifically, I'm only going to look at Marvel in this case since I've been negative on AVX. DC is guilty too. But let's look at Marvel. You had Avengers Disassembled. Fantastic. I loved Avengers Disassembled. I thought that was a fantastic storyline that shook everything up, and it really made you pay attention to the Avengers. I know a lot of people out there don't like it because Hawkeye got killed and they did horrible things. But it really was something different that what we were reading. Then we had House of M. I have issues with House of M. I think there was some good, but I think as a whole I was let down. The story just wasn't, it didn't have enough pep to it, I guess you can say. Then we had Civil War. Civil War should have been the greatest thing of all times. You had the first time of heroes fighting heroes. You had the sides. It was the marketing opportunity that they had with pick a side. Are you with Cap or are you with Iron Man? Was fantastic. They had bumper stickers. They had all that other stuff. Stores had contests. Which side are you on? It was great. But even though there were good moments, it was a complete and utter letdown. Nothing really happened other than Cap dying. We all knew he wasn't dead, type thing. Now, from there you had Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion should have been a home run. It should have been considered a classic. Like when you're 50 years from now, we should be able to go back and look at Secret Invasion and said, my God, that was the greatest thing of all times. Skrulls infiltrating, heroes replaced years ago, nobody knew. And it was a letdown. It was an utter letdown, and it was such a disappointment. Granted, they promised us, nobody trusts each other, blah, this is going to be great. And while there were moments of non-trust, they got over it pretty quickly, And the fact that certain heroes were gone for years, they were quickly thrown right back into comics, and everything was forgotten. Now, there's a couple cases where, like, Spider-Woman had issues, but if you look at the rest of them, for the most part, it was like nothing ever changed. And that was, to me, a colossal disappointment. You know, from there you had Dark Reign. Dark Reign should have been another stellar storyline. This is, I mean, think about it. The heroes are in charge. Norman Osborn is in charge of Hammer. And he did nothing. All he did was squander his time dealing with the Avengers. Why didn't he send all of his forces against Spider-Man and make Spider-Man the greatest fugitive of all time, eliminate his, like his freedom? They could have, you could have had Spider-Man on the run. It could have been a spectacular story. But again, it's squandered. I mean, look at the missed opportunity. There was that database that had all of this hero's information. And Tony kept it from Norman, which was very smart with Tony. But what if Norman got that information? He could have rained havoc everywhere. No hero would have been saved. Their families would have been compromised. You could have had a year of paranoia, of fear, true fear, because now their families and friends are in danger. You could have had lasting, I mean, this could have been a story of all times, but squandered it completely. They didn't take a risk. They didn't take chances. They played it safe. Then you had Heroes Reborn. That should have been the time where the heroes come back and been godlike. People should have come out of into the streets and bowed down to them because their heroes have returned. They should have been glowing Super Saiyan 3, but they didn't. Some books it mattered briefly, other cases nothing. It was like nothing changed. And again, it's a disappointment. And I understand, the Heroes Reborn thing wasn't a major story arc or anything like that, and it shouldn't have been treated that way. But what it should have done was they should have added things in there to make the heroes heroic again. None of this dark that was in Dark Reign, the paranoia, the fear that should have been in Secret Invasion, the distrust that was also in Secret Invasion and Civil War. It should have been the heroes rebuilding their lives again, rebuilding friendships, and become gods. Didn't happen. And then now we have, Fear itself. Yeah, there were some changes. Thor dies, comes back. Tony drinks, he doesn't drink anymore. And you had basically the landscape changed because cities were decimated. And nothing happened. Everything got rebuilt the next issue, except for in Thor. It's sad that this is the way Marvel treats us. The Marvel treats us like we're children, that, our attention span is 8 issues. And, unfortunately, the fact of the matter is because people keep begging, I want my Jean Grey alive, I want my Bucky alive, I want my Jason Todd, I want my Uncle Ben, and all this other nonsense. I want everything to go back to that golden age. Marvel can never advance. Ever. And now we're dealing with AVX, and again, this should be one of the greatest storylines ever. And there's inconsistencies, there's plot holes, there's lost opportunities. This is the time Protector could have been the greatest new character that they had. What happened to him? They bring back Captain Marvel again for the second time and tarnish his history and killed him again by killing him again instantly. He appears, dies. And I understand big changes are going to happen, but the big change is only happening because they're doing their Marvel now. It's a whole new direction for them, a marketing thing. And it's just a shame. It's a shame that they treat us like this every single time, and we accept it and keep buying. And, I know I'm guilty too at times. And sometimes I do buy these books just because for review. Other times I'm just sickened by it, and I drop it. But anyways, that's my rant. Let's get on with the poll. We have Aquaman number 11, Green Lantern number 11, iVampire 11, Teen Titans number 11, Justice League Dark, Eternity #1. I'm really curious to see what this one's about. I'm definitely I'm hopeful, very hopeful. Dark Knight 11. I'm hoping that we get some good Scarecrow action. And normally I wouldn't have bought Green Lantern, but that last page was awesome. Now, I'm also curious to know, I'm afraid to even ask you to tell me if you got it or not, because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But I really want to know who picked up Batman Inc. 3. I'm really curious to know which store got it and sold it. But don't tell me the store. I don't want them in trouble. I don't want to see somebody get the hammer smacked down from DC from it. But I am curious to see if who, other than digital comic sites, did what they wanted. Hit Girl #2. I don't know why I got this. I swear to God, if this is bad, I'm gonna rage. Dark Knight, Dark Avengers 178. X-Force #28. Daredevil. Now, you know what? This is what I'm going to do for you guys. Because you guys, if you're still here after the rant, I'm going to give one person an opportunity to get a free code for this. And here's the code. Okay. FF20. New Avengers #28. Wolverine and the X-Men #14. I worry. I am worrying about this one. X-Men Legacy 270. Venom 21. And spoiler, Cap's back. Adventure Ultimates #13. And Amazing Spider-Man 690. Nope. And Secret Avengers #29. Now, I'm going to be giving out some codes. Now, I'm not sure which videos are going to get it, which reviews are going to get them, but I'll put some in reviews, and also I will put codes in the Facebook link. It's not going to be there right now. You got to give me some time. I might put in a day or two, but if you like it now, then you might be pleasantly surprised at some point in time. And what I'll do is, if you make a comment that says, I got to this point, got to the end, and tell me, just make a comment about the video. Good or bad, what did you like, what you didn't like. And, but again, you have to say, I made it to the end, and this is what I didn't like or liked. I'll choose one person to get a code for one of the new books. How about this? I'll make it Secret Avengers #29. If you already have Secret Avengers, well, I guess then you probably won't put it in there, but watch for that. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. And I'll have more reviews later. Until next time.